Welcome to my journey through the Bible. This will be applications you can apply to your life and a little more in depth about the chapter. We are in 1 Samuel 24, verses 1 through 22. Now we see that David and his men are hiding in a cave. These caves are enclosed like walls or a fence. There's only one way in and one way out. This was a great place for shepherds to keep their sheep, to protect them from the weather or even wild animals. And these caves had openings all over the place, many of them used for protections or possibly even tombs. And when Saul came into this cave to take a rest, David was encouraged by his men to go and kill Saul. Now, I want you to see he was encouraged by his men. This was not the Lord that encouraged him to kill Saul. It was his men that were with him. And maybe the men knew that David was going to be king. And so they just wanted to help that process along and figured if he killed Saul, he could become king as of that day. Now, David thought about it. And then he realized that it would not be a good choice to kill God's chosen one. And if he did, he would have been setting up himself to be removed from the throne. David was going to wait on the Lord's plan. And we cannot force things to happen. And if we do, most likely we're going to cause a lot of pain and a lot of heartache in the process. God's timing is always the best time. Now, God has appointed leaders and governments over us. Now, we may not like who is in office, but we are told that we need to respect them or the position that they hold. We need to pray for our leaders that they would make good and godly choices, that they would make the right decisions. And remember that God is the highest of all authority. And we should never allow our leaders to ever have us to go against God's laws that He has set before us. But we also need to realize that how we accomplish our goals are just as important as the goals that we set. David's goal was to be king, but he was not going to kill in order to become king. And David stood up against the crowd. He didn't go along with them when they encouraged him to kill Saul. He stood his ground on what he knew was right and on what he knew that the laws of the commandments were that the Lord had given them. So don't compromise your morals, your standards by giving in to the group or to peer pressure. Don't take the easy way out. Do the right thing every single time. And we also see that David did keep his promise to Saul to not cut off his seed. This was the same promise that he also made to Jonathan. And when we get in 2 Samuel 9, we'll see that David takes Jonathan's son into his house and treats him as his own son. And it's not hard to see why David was considered to be a man after God's own heart, because David was always thinking of the Lord and what he would think about his actions. And if we were to think about how God would feel, if he'd be pleased or displeased about our actions that we were about to take, then I bet we wouldn't do half the things we do. May God be with you in everything and in every way.